What's up, y'all? You're listening to Husker Hype Radio. Listen and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And if you're looking for more fun, head on over to Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter and follow us at Husker Hype Radio.
Heck, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 45 of the Husker Hype Radio podcast. Eddie Rosenthal here with Dr. E-Rock and Aaron Worsfold. As always, Aaron is back after last week. Aaron, how was your time in New Orleans, buddy?
Great. For spring break, I mean, there's only like a couple of things you need to accomplish. Eat some food and drink some beer, and boy, did I do both of those things, Eddie.
Was it feel good?
It was good, yeah. I had some gumbo, some jambalaya. Then for breakfast, I just ran the ball. I did the traditional just Midwest breakfast: eggs, bacon, toast, hash browns. Because I was pretty banged up the night before, so I was like, I just gotta run the ball. Actually, I was on a big Bloody Mary kick. Usually, I do enjoy a mimosa, but I put down at least one Bloody Mary every day.
They were probably nice and spicy over down there, huh?
Yeah. Well, actually, you'd be surprised. But what I will say is it did have a different sort of like seasoning in it that's different than I experienced here in the Midwest.
Eli's just there fucking chugging his beer.
Deep throat it.
It's not chugging. I'm trying to get this lime in there. It's going to be a good little podcast here.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah, boys.
But yeah, no, it was good. Little interesting part of town we stayed in, our Airbnb, but good time.
The house looks sick, but it was kind of weird, like a sketchy spot.
Yeah, our Uber driver, when we got picked up from the airport, he's like, "Oh, y'all are on this side of the highway," and then we were like, "He's like, no, you're all right. They fix up these houses for cheap because they have the extra money because it's in a weird area, but they're really nice. You just stay at your house." And we're like, "All right."
Interesting, nice. Well, guys, let's talk some Husker news. Last week, the day after we recorded, I believe, Wednesday, Trevor Alberts. Trevor, we call him Trevor from now on because he's not cool enough to be called Trev anymore. Trevor Alberts announced that he will be resigning from the athletic director at the University of Nebraska and going to Texas A and M, something that nobody saw. I was looking at Twitter in the morning, and this just came out of nowhere. Trev Alberts expected to take Texas A&M job. What? Who expected this? Did anybody?
Did you guys listen to the Matt RHULE thing today?
I did.
Well, it's because one thing I couldn't really tell by how he was talking, did it seem like he had an expectation that was going to happen? Because he kind of mentioned it that he did, but then it was like it came out of surprise for like, you know what I'm saying? What do you guys think?
He said he was surprised that yeah, dude, it's just weird. And it makes you wonder like how long he was talking to the enemy, you know? Like
sounded like a while because Matt RHULE even said he's like, well, Trev's had discussions. We know Trev's good at his job, and there's always going to be suitors for him. So I was like, how long has Trev been shopping for another job?
I guess that's what my line of thinking was too, Eli.
Snake in the grass. But hey, you don't want to be here? Go with the male cheerleaders down Texas A&M. Have a good old time. We'll see you in a bowl game. We'll run it up your ass, 90 points. Can't wait to see you on Friday at men's basketball.
Dude, I do not understand why he did that. And it's just...
He's probably trying to get a commissioner job.
Yeah, that too. How long will he even be at Texas A&M, you know? Like, before you know it, because I guess he was trying to be the Big Ten commissioner. He tried to be the head chairman of the College Football Playoff Committee. Like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I guess I didn't. At this point, you can't really knock the guy. I mean, it's not one of those things too where they're going to forecast it as well. I guess like sitting here now, the day I found out, I was pissed. But sitting here now, I'm like, I guess if this was kind of his plan to move on and keep building his resume and stuff, it's like you can't really knock the guy because.
But is Texas A&M even the better job to be the athletic director? I'd argue that they're Nebraska right now, as far as all athletics go, men's and women's teams, like Nebraska has better teams
Yep.
than Texas
But
A&M.
do
Texas
you
A&M
think
has more resources and money, sure, but like I don't know. Couldn't you maybe build your resume at Nebraska and it would look better if like this is where we started, this is where we're at now? Although like he did do a lot of shit already.
right? That's what I was thinking because like the state of the programs before he took over, not as good as where he's leaving them. So maybe he's going to try to pull something like that at Texas A&M, where it's like, all right, they actually kind of suck. They have the resources, they have the abilities, they have the money. Now let
Yeah.
me help put it all together and help build my resume, and then hopefully get that commissioner job or whatever else he's looking for.
I think it was just a weird like timing too,
Yeah.
to where everything was seeming to go on the right track for us.
Yep.
Football, baseball, basketball, all of it. And then I mean,
Wrestling.
wrestling was the biggest factor. Do you think was us not having a president? Which I
It's
really
not,
don't know what that would have to do with being the like that's a president as I guess your boss if you're the athletic director. But that's what a lot of people are saying, I guess.
sounds like he was pretty ambitious to me. Like even if we had the perfect situation going here, or winning national championships, he was still trying to move on and do something better. That's what it sounds like after that press conference. He was even talking to Tommy Osborne. Like, how do you go to talk to Tom Osborne? Guy gave you a chance. You're like, hey, I'm probably gonna be leaving the program here pretty soon. I'm shopping offers. Like the fact that you're even considering leaving, it's like
They probably gave him a bag though. I mean, they paid Jimbo Fisher how much to not be their head coach anymore. They probably
Yeah.
did give him a nice bag, and so it's probably a bit of a win-win. As far as like the president goes, I don't think that plays much of a factor because, but I'm also dumb, so
He
just that's my
did
caveat.
they did have an interview. He did have an interview with Sean Callahan and Steve Sipple, and he kind of seemed a little
Disgruntled.
yeah, that it's been taking so long for them to find a president. But yeah, I mean,
Well, fuck, Ted Carter got poached. What are we supposed to do? A buddy's doing great for us, and
right.
Ohio State poached
And
him.
you're
They're
gonna
getting
and
all
you're
their
gonna
fucking
fucking
guys.
you're gonna fucking go up and leave us like that, dude. Just when we're down, just go and say, you know what? I'm not fixing this. This isn't my problem. Yeah, maybe I do have my name on the stadium, but I don't give a fuck. I'm leaving. I'm going to Texas A&M. What a fucking dork, bro.
It's not the
Trevor.
worst place to go, but they are just a bunch of kooks down there, dude. They're out here with the yell leaders. Did you guys? We all saw the video. We sent it to each other of them like doing the whatever this is, swaying back and forth. And I'm like, Trev, does that scratch your itch, bud? Because I don't know, man. You look weird.
Yeah, bro. He's
That's-
probably like, why? What did I do? What did I do?
Do you guys
that's
remember
pussy,
like
not passing.
a handful of years ago when Dana Altman was still the head coach of Creighton basketball? Do you guys? That might have been a little bit before your guys' time.
I like know the name.
So like he was a pretty good coach. He's a current coach at Oregon, but like in the middle of nowhere or out of nowhere, he said that he's leaving Creighton and was going to Arkansas. And he did the press conference at Arkansas, and they started doing the Woo Pig Suey shit there. And then he
Yeah.
came back to Creighton.
Seriously.
Yeah,
So he coaches for Oregon now, but
yeah,
he was like, "Fuck this. This is no,
yeah. That's what the optics were, at least to me and my family.
dude. That's crazy that they would like let him back. Do you think would we, if Trev did that, would we let him back? I think we would, bro.
I think we would.
You
I think we
would,
would.
but
I think we would.
you would. But
Also,
I'm a sore ex.
It'd kind of be some bitch shit if we.
It would have to be the right situation where like the new whatever. But honestly, it sounds like from what I've heard is that the interim AD they hired, good guy. Everybody likes him around the program. A lot of former players and former people around the athletic department in general have had a lot of great things to say. So like maybe he could end up being the guy, or we find somebody else. I don't think we're in a bad state.
Yeah, Dennis LeBlanc.
Yep.
Been with Nebraska for like 40 years, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I heard.
So, I mean, yeah, and how much honestly does the football like how like it's not gonna affect football that much, dude. Matt RHULE said he's here to stay unless you kick me out.
Mhm.
I came to Nebraska to be at Nebraska. I didn't come because Trev and Ted Carter got me here, but I came to Nebraska to be at Nebraska. And that's my fucking
Right.
head coach right there, baby. That's my head coach, and he ain't fucking leaving, man. Let's go.
And RHULE we
Matt,
trust.
And yeah, like, dude, a recruit that comes in and they ask, excuse me, who is your athletic director? Do you guys have an athletic director right now? Nobody gives a fuck, dude.
Right.
I
I
bet
think
you half of the players on the fucking football team don't even like maybe just
Right.
know who like his name.
I think Trev Alberts, just because of him as a former player and having his jersey retired, he probably had his hand in the pot of the football team a lot more than a typical AD. I think there's probably 3 levels of AD. 1, he helps the program a lot. 2, he's just a guy. No one knows him, like you're saying. That's probably the mass majority of them. And then 3, which is like the small minority, is like actually a dickhead. They're like, oh, he's making my life shit, like Sean Eichhorst.
Sean Eichhorst. May that man is the devil. That man is who why the fuck do we hire a guy who was AD at Miami to come to Nebraska? Who thought of that, dude? That was an inside job, sabotage. Sean Eichhorst came to actively ruin the program of football at Nebraska, and there's no doubt in my mind.
There's no doubt in my mind
that he fucking it was an inside job. I 100% believe that. Mike Riley, you guys want to talk about that for a little bit? Remember that when we
No, I don't. No, I
No, I
fucking
really
don't,
don't.
Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Now that you ask, no, I don't.
I
No, I
remember
don't.
where I was at when that news came out, and I was dumb ridden.
Okay, but here's another question I have about this AD situation, because the renovation for the stadium was kind of spearheaded by Trev Alberts, and it wasn't approved, and nothing went as far as legislation.
That's because we didn't have the president, I guess, is what kind of was holding some of it back. And Trev Alberts was pissed. Trevor, sorry, was pissed about that.
Benedict Arnold.
Which is a weird thing to be butthurt about, I feel like.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I don't know. But what,
So, yeah,
what do we think? Do we
be...
think that this stadium project is on hold now?
Yeah, it's got to be, because since it's not even passed yet, it's got to be on the way, because it wasn't going to start until what, 2025. I guess in theory it could get passed and all the shit could go could fall into place quickly, but we don't have an AD, we don't have a president, so on and so forth. So I feel like in my head it's on the back burner of topics that need to be addressed.
I think we're going to hire an AD first before we start building up some stadium. Maybe we write to our
to get that stadium. There's 2 ways to get that stadium. Approve alcohol sales for the money and name it Tom Osborne Stadium. That's all you got to do. Do that. I'll give you half my paycheck.
No, we're not going to name it Tom Osborne Stadium until he dies. Tom Osborne Memorial Stadium. Because it's already Tom Osborne Field.
Yeah, it's Tom Osborne Field.
What were they talking about naming it Osborne? Then the Osborne Project or something?
The Go Big Project.
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, exactly.
Which is the Go Big Project? Is that just the name for the stadium expansion?
I think it kind of encompasses like a multi-phase situation, where I think the first one was the practice field and the practice facilities. And then as they keep going, they kind of just lump it under the umbrella of the Go Big Project.
Right. Yeah, dude, maybe we write to Dennis. Maybe that's one thing he can get done is finally some beer sales in Memorial Stadium. I mean, he'll be a likable guy if he gets that done.
I mean, how rowdy could we possibly get? We had beer sales for the volleyball thing in the stadium. We have beers at Pinnacle Bank. Like, what are we doing here, boys?
Right. And if they had it for volleyball, like, you could do it. Why don't you fucking do it?
Because they know that there's people like us that are going to the stadium and be absolute assholes.
Well, we're going to go there anyways with fireball shooters in our jacket.
Yeah. I already did it.
Like everybody else does.
And it's not like they can't figure out how to like do like a ticket situation or something, that if there was really that big of a deal where they need to monitor consumption or like underage drinking or whatever it is. But there's models out there that work for other Big Ten schools and stadiums and stuff.
Right. I mean, and I'd happily buy an $8 beer if I knew that it was going to the university. Like, it's not like I'm buying this beer because this is for my team right here. I'm helping out the team by drinking this beer.
I'm helping the collective. I'm here for the collective.
Yeah, that's what you think about it every time. I'm donating every time I go in the stadium $100 just in beer. Perfect. That's all you got to fucking.
And here's another spin zone. Here's another spin zone. I went to Colorado and Minnesota this year, and you know how much money I gave to their schools because of the amount of beer I was drinking, and we can't do that for the Big Red. Come on.
Minnesota had beer sales.
Yeah, dude. They had like some on each landing, dude. They had it right.
They're getting that money anyway.
Dude, yeah, they
possible.
were, yeah.
On each landing, like the section to go up into the stands.
Like it'd be like, you know how I sit in like row 99. There was
Yeah.
a concourse at the top of their stadium. Granted, it's a lot smaller. That had like sections of beer. Then you can go under the thing, just like Nebraska, where you can like get beer down there. And there was like multiple places where it was no issue. Lines weren't an issue.
Maybe with the new stadium renovation, you just get like fucking tubes all throughout the stadium, and you just get a beer, and throw runs in there too.
Oh, fuck. Like what they have at the bank, bro.
Exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, bro.
That'd be
Dude, that's actually a
badass.
really good idea because they have this concession stands like right below. So if someone goes up to a kiosk, you order runs it, shoots it through the tube. Oh, Eddie,
Yeah.
you're onto something.
Row seat 27.
Or you just like go to the front of your section. So each section has a little kiosk and it's a own little tube.
Right. That'd be badass, bro. And also, if we're doing tubes, might as well put a piss hole under every seat. Also,
God damn it, Eddie. That's
might
why
as well do that.
I don't know how they haven't called you yet, man. You might need to throw
I
your
don't
you might need to
either.
throw your hat in the ring for AD.
Dude, maybe Trevor quit because I was calling him too much about the piss holes and beer holes, and he's just over it. I don't want to hear Eddie's talk about the piss hole.
And speaking of fucking A&M, so we're playing them the first round in the NCAA tournament in both men and women's. Have you guys seen
Oh.
his Twitter yet recently? The amount of people tweeting him?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
What are they saying?
They're just saying some foul shit, like quit tweeting about us, or like you're gonna get your shit stomped, just like everything under the sun.
Dude, that is pretty. They definitely did that on purpose. You know, like to make a headline. I feel like,
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
and both men and women's,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy.
And Will Compton's going to be courtside for the men's game.
Are we? Is it in Omaha or no?
It's in Dayton, I think, right?
The men's?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think
It's in
so.
Memphis.
Memphis.
Memphis,
Shop in Memphis.
Tennessee. Yeah, dude.
I actually didn't see
Trevor
who's in
Alberts.
Omaha.
Trevor Alberts fucking sucks, bro. If they make it to the College World Series and he comes back, that every time that they're gonna put his face on the stadium, and it's just gonna be the biggest booze, dude. And the camera guys are just gonna do it for fun, just like, oh, let's fucking
But I
shame this
think
man.
I think that it's I do agree with that. I could see that happening, but it's also Nebraska nice. I could see him getting a mixture of cheers and boos. Like he's gonna get love as well. I mean, at the end of the day, he's still the tackle leader for the history of the school. Names on the side of the
he won
field.
the Dick Butkus Award. He was
Yeah.
freaking good, bro.
Yeah.
And he
He
was in
sucked.
all of like the black shirt, like any black shirt hype up videos. You see him, and now it just kind of it's a little sour taste now, bro.
It's like
you
Scott
can't
Frost.
enjoy-
It's a better
Yeah,
version of Scott Frost.
I think seeing Trev hurts more though because he left us. You know, like it just didn't work out with Scott, but Trev, he fucking.
I don't know if I would
went on
say
himself.
that about Scott Frost that it just didn't work out. I think we've hatched it out enough on this podcast where we're like, Scott Frost fucked us, showing up late and drunk to stuff, et cetera, et cetera. Thought
Sorry.
because like, and also Trev Alberts played plenty before we were born. I mean, what Scott Frost last year was what 97 or 98. He won a natty. I think it was 97. He won a natty with us. I mean, and it's more relevant to the current state of Nebraska, I guess.
Right. Well, Trev Alberts was on the national championship teams too, right? He was 94 and 95.
Damn, yeah. I guess I was born in 97, so that's why I have more of a sentiment toward Frost.
Yeah, man.
And when he got hired, bro, it was so lit.
Who?
Scott Frost. Remember how lit it was?
Yeah,
I didn't have
badass.
that feeling when Alberts got hired. I was like, oh sick, yeah.
Right, that's true. That's
And
true, I guess.
and oh, you know what, Eddie? And fucking Trevor Alberts also fucked the UNO men's football program and the UNO men's wrestling program. So you know what?
I know.
Fuck Trevor.
And apparently Trevor fucking disbanded the wrestling team over a text message.
When they were on the flight
guys.
after they won the national championship.
They won a national championship and
on
they
their
fucking
on the flight home from after they won the national championship, they all had to find a new place to rest. So a lot of them went to like Morningside and Iowa Western and shit like that.
why when you win a national championship you disband a team?
It
Money.
also had something to do with money in Title IX because they were going to D1 and stuff like that because they were D2 at the time.
Oh my god, brother.
But imagine if UNO had a football team right now in the era of NIL and transfer portal where we're like, hey, it's kind of like a feeder program a little bit here. Like, hey, you want to go over here to Omaha and play Omaha
Yeah.
ball and then you go over here.
Yeah, that could be sick. Omaha, dude. I feel like nobody when UNO had a football team, nobody was really a fan of them though. Nobody.
I
I
Was
didn't know they
disagree.
had a football team. I didn't even know they had.
I disagree. My dad and I and my brother, when my brother was a student there, we went to a lot of UNO football games. A lot of people from Papio, my sister's grade, went there, and they were actually pretty good. I'm pretty sure they, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they won at least one natty.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, look it up, dude. And then how about after Trevor fucking announced that he was going, or the news sprung out, Matt Rule, hour later, so God made a farmer. Oh, dude, that one got me some goosebumps, bro. That one made me cry.
Yeah.
That one made me cry, brother. Matt Rule said, I'm here. So God made a farmer. So God made a farmer. Yeah, that was pretty sick. And I wonder if he was like, okay, we're releasing that now, or he made that up. He was like to the video editors, like, hey, let's make some shit right here. I'm here to stay. Let's go, baby. Or what do you think it was?
Well, he said he got the sound from Marcus Satterfield, like the God Made a Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yeah,
he
he
sent
did
that over
that.
to some video assistants, and then the video assistants put like the pictures on there and everything, and then he sent that out.
I
I
have
wonder
to
if
make a quick edit. I'm sorry, guys. UNO is not a great football team.
what were they?
From what I see, they only made 3 bowl games and they lost the most recent one, which was '09, and the one before that was 1962.
What was their overall record?
Overall record 440 and 38, excuse me, 440 and 382 with a average of 0.534. So they're about
Yeah,
500, just over
yeah.
500.
Yeah, those Mavericks, man. I don't even know where they used to play, bro. Where
There used
would they
to
play?
be a field on campus. I remember that for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never went to one.
Caniglia Field.
Hey, watch it, brother.
Caniglia.
Watch it.
Whoa.
Oh, that's where the soccer team plays still, over there by the rec center, if you know where that's at.
Okay. Dude, I've maybe went on UNO's campus like one time. I don't even know if I have, honestly.
Graduation.
UNO.
And
Boys,
graduation's off campus too, but anyway, yeah.
Well, then no, I never have.
we got new weight room at Nebraska. So that whole area, I guess, is done then, right? Is it has to be all done because that's where the new locker room is, or all the like pools and shit. And now
I
that
think
weight
so.
room looks freaking badass, dude.
Yeah, the weight room is badass. The weight room is fucking legit.
What do you think they're gonna do with the other one? They just like leftover, like still have weights there, or what?
Maybe other sports have it. I don't know. That's a
True.
basketball and baseball.
Dude, that one was like one of the best in the country
Yeah.
too, and now it's fucking. This one is like, okay, this is legit, dude.
Right.
Kids are gonna come in there, dude, and see those pools and all the racks and everything and all the shit that we have. Why do you want to leave us, Trevor? I want to see what fucking Texas A&M's weight room looks like. I bet it's not as cool.
I don't think it was because he wasn't happy here. I think he's just trying to build his resume up, which I don't love, but
Yeah.
I did like the lights in the weight room too, because they're gonna be banging music and just lights just.
oh yeah.
They have light. I didn't even see that. Yeah. What else, boys?
Uh, spring ball starts next week. But we have moved the spring game back a week to have less dead time. That's what Coach RHULE said this week.
Right.
Yep.
And that's cool, I think. But I mean, you don't get to start. So then are you starting spring ball later then? Like, or is you just get more days? Is he, I don't understand that where he's like, you can move it back. Are they getting more days or what?
If they're
I know
having
there's like
less dead time, I mean I'm dumb, but if Coach RHULE says they have less dead time, that makes me think that they have more work time.
Right. It's pretty interesting. I don't know that I didn't know that you could do that, but good for him that they are. Hell yeah.
What do you?
I
Oh,
know he
so
mentioned
we also talked about this last week or a couple weeks ago when I was here. The 14-team playoff is probably going to happen, boys. What do you guys think about the latest?
I like it. More teams the better.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for it. I saw like on my ESPN notifications, it gave me one and it was like ACC, Big 12, and Notre Dame approve of the new 14-team playoff. It's like, who gives a why does Notre Dame have to approve,
Yeah,
bro? Who are they?
I think it's specifically so they don't have to join a conference because I saw that headline as well, and now it's in all 9 conferences and Notre Dame agree.
That's fucking stupid, bro. Fuck them. Why do they get to be that?
Yeah, fuck
Ooh,
them, dude.
that's so that's so whack. I don't know. I don't get it. I wish that it was almost, you know what? We're gonna actually you have to join a conference to be in this new
Eligible.
playoff. Yeah. Like they can choose their own schedule, go undefeated,
Because
playing fucking
and
shit
here's
teams.
another question I have here is like, did they set the precedent for Washington State and Oregon State? They don't have a conference. Like, do they just get to pick their own? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and dude, does Washington State and Oregon State do they have schedules this year? Like, do they know who they're playing?
They're playing predominantly Mountain West teams,
Really?
and then Oregon and Oregon State still play. I'm pretty sure Washington and Washington State still play.
Oregon. Okay.
Like they play their rival.
That sucks, bro. That sucks for them. I don't know what, and they haven't joined a conference yet because they don't want to join the Mountain West, or they're not
I
getting an
think that
invite, or what?
their idea is the branding of the Pac-12 has withstood 100 plus years, and so they'd prefer to try to like basically add power or group of 5 teams to the Pac-12
Right.
rather
But
than try to join them because Washington State and Oregon State don't want to go to a group of 5 conference.
right, but then you're basically just making the Pac-12 like,
Diluted.
yeah, and it's gonna be a group of 5. Like, it's not gonna be Power 5. They're not gonna add Pac-12 into the Power
But
Conference
I
anymore.
also won't really matter though because the way that the 14 or the 12 team and 14 team playoff things laid out is it's just the 5 highest conference winners. So that could be still somebody in the Pac-12 even if they're playing a softer schedule.
The 5 highest conference winners
Yeah,
from so they're what is the 5th conference that they're talking about?
it could be anyone. It could be anyone. Like
Oh,
it
really?
could be a group of 5 and then at some point it could be the Pac-12 but they're not eligible for the next 2 years or for sure
Okay.
this year because they don't have enough members of their conference.
So it's the Power 4 conferences get what highest gets an automatic, and then
The way they worded it, technically, it's any of the top 5 conference winners. So it could technically be 2 group of 5 and three of the 4 power fours, you know what I'm saying? But it's likely
yeah,
going to be all power fours and then 1 group of 5.
yeah,
They
most
just they worded it a certain way so at some point they could kind of mess with the rules, I think.
right. Yeah, dude, and it kind of like Oregon State, they were getting pretty good at football, and I
And
think that
Washington State wasn't too bad either.
they just like renovated their stadium and everything,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's fucked. I feel like they should like try to join. I don't know, the Big 12 or ACC, like those, because there's what fucking Stanford and Cal join the ACC, and I feel like Oregon State and Washington State are better programs than those guys. SMU is in the ACC. They haven't done shit in forever.
SMU had the death sentence though, so that's not good. And
Yeah, so-
also Stanford is probably just overall a better school than those schools because it's Stanford and Cal's a
you
really
probably
star
do
school in
want
Berkeley.
Stanford. You do want Stanford in your conference. I mean, looking not sports wise, it's Stanford and Cal. Yeah.
Or just other sports other than football because they're probably decent at like baseball and other shit.
Right. Yeah, they both made it to the College World Series a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
What else, fellas?
Hype of the week. You boys got any hype of the week?
I think my hype of the week, bro, was just, I got really sad, man. I got really sad when Trev was leaving. For some reason, it hit me like a girlfriend broke up with me, dude. Like I was
Damn.
fucking, it got me, dude. It got me. But when Matt Rule came out with his little video, that fucking made me feel good right away, bro. I was like, okay, this is Nebraska, baby. Let's go. I know one guy who I can trust. I know a guy who's not going to slither his way down the College Station. I know a guy who wants to stay here and raise a fucking family. So God made a farmer. Let's go, Matt. That's my coach, dude.
And I did like how a lot of the veteran dudes or just football players in general like tweeted some stuff or whatever and they kind of rallied behind themselves.
Yeah, it just good for him, I guess, bro. But just not cool. Really, at the end of the day, it just wasn't a cool thing to do. You know?
I guess my
That's
hype
my
of the
take.
week, other than vacation, I mean, you gotta love vacation. Um, Nothing better than just relaxing, taking some time off work. Uh, I had another one, but I can't think of it. Eli, you got yours.
Yes, my Husker hype moment of the week got to be sitting there watching the playoff committee for or the March Madness committee for Nebraska. I'm sitting there like Nebraska gonna be 8 or 9 seed. Who's they gonna play? And the thing comes on, and I see Nebraska, Texas A&M, and I'm very bitter towards people that do me wrong, and I feel like Trevor Alberts has done us all wrong. So I can't wait for every single time Texas A&M plays anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
Besides like Iowa or Texas, I'm probably cheering against Texas A&M in every single sport. I don't care if it's golf or bowling. I want Texas A&M to be the last in the division, and I hope Trev Alberts' first day, and it might be kind of a dark little thing to say here, but Trev Alberts' first day as Texas A&M athletic director, coach is caught poisoning his girlfriend and their kid. No, Trev Alberts, did you make the right decision? Probably not. Did you sell your soul? Yes, you did. Welcome to Texas A&M, you fuck.
Damn. Okay.
Flip that. Flip that.
Actually, I do have a question for E-Rock, or I guess both of you. Last week when I was gone, you asked how many beers deep am I, and I said 100.
Yeah.
And then somehow E-Rock lost that one. Can you guys give me some context about that?
Dude, we were thinking of the
day.
Yeah.
The day.
Yeah.
I was like,
Thinking so far how many beers deep. Like how many I guessed, I think because it was like day 3 that you were there. So I was like, he's probably got about 10 beers, maybe like 14 drinks in him total. And Eli said 7, right?
I said 7 beers, but if it's like extra drinks, could be like 13 to 15.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday we went out to lunch and we came back and played a bunch of like beer ball or not beer ball, rage cage or what's the fucking word? Boom cup. You guys know boom cup. Yeah. And we were playing a bunch of that. So I was banged up, having fun. And then we go to dinner like a few hours later after we've been heavily drinking party games. And I had to puke and rally, boys. I had to do it.
Oh,
and it turned out good though. I made for a second, I was looking at the asshole of the toilet, looking down the pipe, and I was just like, "Am I gonna make it, dude?
In the restaurant?
No, at our Airbnb before we left. But I was like, "Am I gonna make it to dinner? Like, it's a last night. Like, I gotta go crazy." And then I made it, and it was all good.
You prevailed.
I prevailed. Yeah, Mackenzie hyped me. She was in my ear. She's like, "Aaron, you're fine. Just get it all out. We'll be all right." And I was like, "All right."
That's badass, dude. What about St. Patty's Day? Did you guys go wild yesterday?
Oh yes, that was my other hype of the week. St. Patty's Day. It was a little anticlimactic compared to years past because it's a Sunday, and I was trying to like be home at a reasonable time and like have a good day today on a Monday. So I had a little bit of day drinking and I got home at a good time, but it was fun. Had some Guinness.
Dude, it's pretty fucked up that it came on. Oh my god, excuse me. It came on the leap. Like it would have been Saturday this year if it wasn't for the fucking leap year. They
True.
took our Saturday St. Patty's Day away from us, man. That's an inside job right there. Sean
Yeah.
Eichhorst probably had something to do with that.
Or at least like some cities like are very verbal about like, okay, Saturday's the day that we're celebrating,
Yeah.
which is awesome. I'd prefer more places do that because in Omaha it was all on Sunday.
Yeah, dude. And like down here, it kind of sucks for St. Patty's Day. Not a lot of like people just wear green. That's it. You know, I feel like in the Midwest towns, St. Patty's Day is a lot more fun. Like Denver or Omaha, dude, they got guys with
Chicago.
bagpipes chilling, and you know you're wearing some cold gear. You're not fucking. I don't know, man. It's just not the same down here. St. Patty's Day is not the same, dude. Malarkeys, you know Malarkeys. Apparently, there's people in line at Malarkeys at like fucking 5:30 in the morning.
Dude, I bet that's like the only Irish pub I think around there, right?
No, there's quite a few. I mean,
Really?
down there,
Right.
yeah, but there's a lot in Costa Mesa and Huntington and shit. I
Right.
don't know.
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
would
Like they
not.
just want to get the yeah. I would never wait
It's
in a line that long.
so
In fact, dude, I went to a fish fry last week and the line was over an hour long. And so we were already standing in line at this church with pitchers of beer in our hand. And we're like, oh, well, we got to finish these at least. And then a chick from the front of the line that knew who was the mom of one of the people I was with was like, come to the front with us. And we're like, no, no, no. Like everybody's going to be so pissed because it's legitimately an hour long line. And then
no.
we ended up doing it. And everybody was like, where are you going? Don't cut us, blah, blah, blah. And we did it. We cut, we ate. And then by the time we were going to leave, the people that we were behind were just getting to the front to go get their food.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
dude.
bro.
I felt so bad.
Yes, fuck all that noise, dude. I would have got out of there. I mean, at
Yeah.
least you got to get beer in line.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I'm not going to leave now. And then it just happened that she came up as we were all holding pitchers of beer.
That's pretty funny that you feel in Nebraska. You go to the church, fish fry, you get a pitcher of beer too. Where was
Yep.
that?
Mary, our queen, 100 and what, 14th and center.
Nice. Married
Yep.
our queen, search
That-
pictures of. Did they have a fucking keg on? How
Dude,
did they serve?
like this line was legitimately an hour long, so it's like a long line. Every like 20 feet, there's a table with a keg of beer or like a keg,
Seriously,
and then like some of them had like the little buckets of White Claws and like boxed wine.
that's pretty funny, bro. That's
Yep.
pretty. That's good. Was the fish good?
Oh, dude, it was good. Good spread. You gotta like a
Nice.
place that has a lot of good sides, so you're not just like bound to just fish. Some
Yeah.
mac and cheese, the coleslaw.
Do you do? Do you not eat meat on Fridays during this time of year, Aaron?
I made a conscious effort to not. I did eat meat like on the first one on action because I forgot it was like the first one. But other than that, if I remember, I'm not like purposely going out of my way to eat meat. I'm just like, oh, I eat fish.
Right. Nice. Good
But yeah,
Catholic
that's all I
boy.
got.
Well, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Moral of the day of the story is that Trevor Alberts is a dirty snake, never to step foot inside the state of Nebraska ever again. If he does, consequences will follow. Folks, I'm Eddie Rosenthal, Aaron Worsfold, Eli Forsman. We are Huskripe Radio. As always, say it with me, boys. Bleed red.
Bleed red. Shit
Shit
corn.
corn. Go
Go big
big
red.
red.